Hello, ladies, and welcome to our new Bible reading series. I'm Cindra Enlow from heavenlyplace.com, and this year, as we read through the Bible, we'll explore God's incredible story of love and redemption. If you're looking for a Bible reading plan that's simple and doable, this is it. So let's get started and discover the heart of God together, one chapter at a time. Hello, ladies, and welcome back to our one-year Bible reading plan. This is week 22, day 2. And today's reading is Psalms 144 and 145, and then 1 Chronicles chapters 26 through 28. So at 1 Chronicles, we're going to see that David finalizes everything that's needed for the temple before he hands it over to Solomon. He assigns the gatekeepers, the treasurers, the army divisions. Then David leaves Solomon and the other leaders with a charge to be strong and courageous and to do the thing that God has given them to do, to not be afraid. For he knows that God will be with him. And then in the Psalms we read today, it's just an overflow of that moment. In Psalm 144, David praises God for being his strength and his deliverer, asking for continued blessing and protection. And Psalm 145 is a hymn of praise where David celebrates God's greatness and his goodness and his faithfulness to every generation. This psalm's filled with reminders that the Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. And here's where we see the heart of God. He prepares his people for what's ahead. He strengthens us with courage, and he is worthy of all our praise, not just in our victories, but also in every generation. Everything that God gives us to do, we should be able to do it as we praise him, giving him glory as he works through us. Okay, ladies, let's get started on our readings of Psalm 144 and 145, and then 1 Chronicles 26 through 28. Psalm 144. Blessed be Yahweh, my rock, who trains my hands to war and my fingers to battle, my loving kindness, my fortress, my high tower, my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I take refuge, who subdues my people under me. Yahweh, what is man that you care for him, or the son of man that you think of him? Man is like a breath, his days are like a shadow that passes away. Part your heavens, Yahweh, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they will smoke. Throw out lightning and scatter them. Send out your arrows and root them. Stretch out your hand from above, rescue me, and deliver me out of great waters, out of the hands of foreigners, whose mouths speak deceit, whose right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song to you, God, on a 10-string lyre. I will sing praises to you. You are he who gives salvation to kings, who rescues David, his servant, from the deadly sword. Rescue me and deliver me out of the hands of foreigners, whose mouths speak deceit, whose right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Then our sons will be like well-nurtured plants, our daughters like pillars carved to adorn a palace. Our barns are full, filled with all kinds of provision. Our sheep produce thousands and 10,000s in our fields. Our oxen will pull heavy loads. There is no breaking in and no going away, and no outcry in our streets. Happy are the people who are in such a situation. Happy are the people whose God is Yahweh. Psalm 145. I will exalt you, my God, the King. I will praise your name forever and ever. Every day I will praise you. I will extol your name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh and greatly to be praised. His greatness is unsearchable. One generation will commend your works to another, and will declare your mighty acts. I will meditate on the glorious majesty of your honor, on your wondrous works. Men will speak of the might of your awesome acts. I will declare your greatness. They will utter the memory of your great goodness, and I will sing of your righteousness. Yahweh is gracious, merciful, slow to anger, and of great loving kindness. Yahweh is good to all. His tender mercies are over all his works. All your works will give thanks to you, Yahweh. Your saints will extol you. They will speak of the glory of your kingdom and talk about your power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, the glory of the majesty of his kingdom. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. Your dominion endures throughout all generations. Yahweh is faithful in all his words and loving in all his deeds. Yahweh upholds all who fall and raises up all those who are bowed down. The eyes of all wait for you. You give them their food in due season. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways and gracious in all his works. Yahweh is near to all those who call on him and all who call on him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of those who fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Yahweh preserves all those who love him, but he will destroy all the wicked. My mouth will speak the praise of Yahweh. Let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. 1 Chronicles 26. For the divisions of the doorkeepers of the Korahites, Meshelemiah the son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph. Meshelemiah had sons: Zechariah the firstborn, Jediel the second, Zebadiah the third, Jathniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Jehohanan the sixth, and Elihonai the seventh. Obed-Edom had sons: Shemaiah the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Joah the third, Sakar the fourth, Nethanel the fifth, Amiel the sixth, Issachar the seventh, and Pelethai the eighth. For God blessed him. Sons were also born to Shemaiah his son, who ruled over the house of their father, for they were mighty men of valor. The sons of Shemaiah: Othni, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad, whose relatives were valiant men, Elihu, and Semachiah. All these were of the sons of Obed-Edom with their sons and their brothers, able men in strength for the service, 62 of Obed-Edom. Meshelemiah had sons and brothers, 18 valiant men. Also Hosah, of the children of Merari, had sons: Shimri the chief, for though he was not the firstborn, yet his father made him chief; Hilkiah the second, Tabaliah the third, and Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosah were 13. Of these were the divisions of the doorkeepers, even of the chief men, having offices like their brothers, to minister in Yahweh's house. They cast lots, the small as well as the great, according to their fathers' houses, for every gate. The lot eastward fell to Shelemiah. Then for Zechariah, his son, a wise counselor, they cast lots, and his lot came out northward, to Obed-Edom southward, and to his sons the storehouse, to Shuppim and Hosah westward, by the gate of Shalaketh, at the causeway that goes up, watchman opposite watchman. Eastward were 6 Levites, northward 4 a day, southward 4 a day, and for the storehouse 2 and 2. For Parbar westward, 4 at the causeway, and 2 at Parbar. These were the divisions of the doorkeepers, of the sons of the Korahites, and of the sons of Merari. Of the Levites, Ahijah was over the treasures of God's house and over the treasures of the dedicated things. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites, belonging to Ladan, the heads of the fathers' households belonging to Ladan the Gershonite, Jehieli. The sons of Jehieli, Zetham, and Joel his brother, over the treasures of Yahweh's house. Of the Amramites, of the Izharites, of the Hebronites, of the Uzzites, Shebul, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was ruler over the treasuries. His brothers of Eliezer, Rehabiah his son, and Jeshiah his son, and Joram his son, and Zichri his son, and Shelemoth his son. This Shelemoth and his brothers were over all the treasuries of the dedicated things, which David the king, and the heads of the fathers' households, the captains over thousands and hundreds, and the captains of the army had dedicated. They dedicated some of the plunder won in battles to repair Yahweh's house. All that Samuel the seer, Saul the son of Kish, Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah had dedicated, whoever had dedicated anything, it was under the hand of Shelemoth and of his brothers. Of the Israelites, Chenaniah and his sons were appointed to the outward business over Israel, for officers and judges. Of the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his brothers, 1,700 men of valor, had the oversight of Israel beyond the Jordan westward, for all the business of Yahweh, and for the service of the king. Of the Hebronites, Jeriah was the chief of the Hebronites, according to their generations by fathers' households. They were sought for in the 40th year of the reign of David, and mighty men of valor were found among them at Jazer of Gilead. His relatives, men of valor, were 2,700, heads of fathers' households, whom King David made overseers over the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Manassites, for every matter pertaining to God and for the affairs of the king. 1 Chronicles 27. Now the children of Israel after their number, the heads of fathers' households and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king in any matter of the divisions which came in and went out, month by month throughout all the months of the year, of every division were 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Jashobeam, the son of Zabdiel. In his division were 24,000. He was of the children of Perez, the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Over the division of the second month was Dodai, the Ahohite, and his division, and Mikloth, the ruler, and in his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the chief priest. In his division were 24,000. This is that Benaiah, who was the mighty man of the 30 and over the 30. Of his division was Ammizabad his son. The fourth captain for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him. In his division were 24,000. The fifth captain for the fifth month was Shamhuth the Izrahite. In his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikesh the Tekoite. In his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helez the Pelonite of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbecai the Hushathite of the Zerahites. In his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Abiezer the Anathothite of the Benjamites. In his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai the Netophathite of the Zerahites. In his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah the Pirathonite of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai the Netophathite of Othniel. In his division were 24,000. Furthermore, over the tribes of Israel, of the Reubenites, Eleazar the son of Zichri was the ruler. Of the Simeonites, Shephaja the son of Makkah. Of Levi, Hashabiah the son of Kemuel. Of Aaron, Zadok. Of Judah, Elihu, one of the brothers of David. Of Issachar, Omri the son of Michael. Of Zebulun, Ishmaiah the son of Obadiah. Of Naphtali, Jeremoth the son of Azriel. Of the children of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Azaziah. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel the son of Pedaiah. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Iddo the son of Zechariah. Of Benjamin, Jasiel the son of Abner. Of Dan, Azarel the son of Jeraham. These were the captains of the tribes of Israel. But David didn't take the number of them from 20 years old and under, because Yahweh had said he would increase Israel like the stars of the sky. Joab the son of Zeruiah began to take a census, but didn't finish, and wrath came on Israel for this. The number wasn't put into the account in the Chronicles of King David. Over the king's treasures was Azmaveth, the son of Adiel. Over the treasures in the fields, in the cities, in the villages, and in the towers was Jonathan, the son of Uzziah. Over those who did the work of the field for tillage of the ground was Ezri, the son of Chelub. Over the vineyards was Shimei the Ramathite. Over the increase of the vineyards for the wine cellars was Zabdi, the Shipmite. Over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the lowland was Baal-Hanan, the Gederite. Over the cellars of oil was Joash. Over the herds that fed in Sharon was Shidrai, the Sharonite. Over the herds that were in the valleys was Shaphat, the son of Adlai. Over the camels was Obil, the Ishmaelite. Over the donkeys was Jediah, the Meronothite. Over the flocks was Jaziz, the Hagrite. All these were the rulers of the property which was King David's. Also Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a man of understanding, and a scribe. Jehiel, the son of Hachmoni, was with the king's sons. Ahithophel was the king's counselor. Hushai the Architect was the king's friend. After Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar. Joab was the captain of the king's army. 1 Chronicles 28. David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, the captains of the companies who served the king by division, the captains of thousands, the captains of hundreds, and the rulers over all the substance and possessions of the king and of his sons, with the officers and the mighty men, even all the mighty men of valor, to Jerusalem. Then David the king stood up on his feet and said, "Hear me, my brothers and my people. As for me, it was in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of Yahweh's covenant, and for the footstool of our God, and I had prepared for the building. But God said to me, You shall not build a house for my name, because you are a man of war and have shed blood. However, Yahweh, the God of Israel, chose me out of all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he has chosen Judah to be prince, and in the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father he took pleasure in me to make me king over all Israel. Of all my sons, for Yahweh has given me many sons, he has chosen Solomon my son to sit on the throne of Yahweh's kingdom over Israel. He said to me, Solomon your son shall build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. I will establish his kingdom forever if he continues to do my commandments and my ordinances as it is today. Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, Yahweh's assembly, and in the audience of our God, observe and seek out all the commandments of Yahweh your God, that you may possess this good land and leave it for an inheritance to your children after you forever. You, Solomon, my son, know the God of your father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind. For Yahweh searches all hearts and understands all the imaginations of the thoughts. If you seek him, he will be found by you. But if you forsake him, he will cast you off forever. Take heed now, for Yahweh has chosen you to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it." Then David gave to Solomon his son the plans for the porch of the temple, for its houses, for its treasuries, for its upper rooms, for its inner rooms, for the palace of the mercy seat, and the plans of all that he had by the Spirit for the courts of Yahweh's house, for all the surrounding rooms, for the treasury of God's house, and for the treasuries of the dedicated things. Also for the divisions of the priests and the Levites, for all the work of the service of Yahweh's house, and for all the vessels of service in Yahweh's house, of gold by weight, for the gold for all vessels of every kind of service, for all the vessels of silver by weight, for all vessels of every kind of service, by weight also for the lampstands of gold, and for its lamps of gold, by weight for every lampstand and for its lamps, and for the lampstands of silver, by weight for every lampstand and for its lamps, according to the use of every lampstand, and the gold by weight for the tables of showbread for every table, and silver for the tables of silver, and the forks, the basins, and the cups of pure gold, and for the golden bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the silver bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the altar of incense, refined gold by weight, and gold for the plans for the chariot, and the cherubim that spread out and cover the ark of Yahweh's covenant. All this, David said, I have been made to understand in writing from Yahweh's hand, even all the works of this pattern. David said to Solomon his son, Be strong and courageous and do it. Don't be afraid nor be dismayed, for Yahweh God, even my God, is with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you, until all the work for the service of Yahweh's house is finished. Behold, there are the divisions of the priests and the Levites for all the service of God's house. Every willing man who has skill for any kind of service shall be with you in all kinds of work. Also the captains and all the people will be entirely at your command.